I'm happy when I do my work. I am not an angst-filled painter. I'm a happy person, and I think that comes out in my work. It's always exciting to be confronted with a piece of paper or canvas, whichever, and have some vague notions circling around in your head, and then you begin to rough it out, and you see how it develops. Maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. And if it doesn't work, then it's up to me to make it work. That's the assignment. I was born in Chicago. I came from a blue-collar background. And my dad would get up really early in the morning, go to the factory, come home, eat dinner, read the paper, go to bed. Get up, go to the factory, and on and on and on. There was something to his coming home and sitting down after dinner and reading the paper that was a celebration of getting through the day. A lot of what I do celebrates small things that people have going on in their life. My husband and I were through with school in '62. We got to know the director of the Hyde Park Arts Center, Don Baum, and he would have shows that would be mainly large group shows to amuse themselves. My gym and the other gym presented Don with, what if there were shows that would have fewer people than 30 or 40 artists with one painting apiece? And Don gave us a show together with the six of us, Art and the two gyms, Sue Ellen and I. We ended up with the name Harry Who. We were all Chicagoans, all within the same loose definition of Chicago imagists. We had 3 shows, 66, 7, and 8. Then we were all kind of anxious to pursue our own directions. Jim had gotten a job offer at Sac State. So we moved out to Sacramento in August of '68. We discovered that if you got up on Saturday morning at 6 o'clock or so, one of the TV channels was showing vintage cartoons, Popeye being one of them. And I'm talking about in the 30s, when everything moved, the wallpaper jumped, the dishes rattled around. Up until that point, my work was developing. The way I dealt with drawing the figure were pretty blocky and large, potato, elephantine shapes. But the minute I saw olive oil, it was a revelation to me. Her arms were long and skinny, and they were like rubber. They stretched and moved around, and it changed the way I drew. And you could go very radically from one kind of stylization of the human body to another kind. So I hold olive oil in awe.
All right, Gladys, so we have got your work in these drawers over here.
Okay. Watercolor is my primary medium working on paper. Well, it's a hard medium because it doesn't forgive you. If you make a mistake, you live with it. Francesca gave me a whole bunch of the Crocker magazines, so that's what I was cutting out last night. You really don't know what you're going to get until you start putting things down, and that just becomes part of it. It's like dumping out a big puzzle on your table and then trying to put it together. I just want to see it. Yeah, that's looking okay. I love a good fruit picture.
What's oozing out of there?
The egg. they're impossible to even think about painting with that kind of succulent, and they glow and they have moisture on them. When I first came into this gallery, I found it absolutely overwhelming because of the color on the walls, the size of the paintings, the grandeur of the subjects in the paintings, just absolutely extraordinary. I think you just keep your mind open and you look. I like interactions between people. It's always about small things that people are confronted with in the day. I could sit at an airport and watch two people having a conversation, and there might be something about the postures that both of them have that I think, oh, I could settle that into a painting and have a dialogue that develops. One person needs to have somebody else, and then the periphery, everything gets filled with people that are running around and doing stuff. Very early on, when people would talk about things like, well, I like your work, but it's small. I like your work, but it's watercolor. I like your work, but it's funny. You've got a still life, you've got a landscape, you've got something funny, you've got something serious. Life is about all of these things. And I like to think that I do have all of that in the work. It just comes out a little differently. I love what I do.